In one particular area, the ACFTU has focused its efforts. There is one particular area, okay? In the past 20 years, the ACFTU has worked very hard to pass pro-labor laws and has succeeded. The latest example is the passage of the Chinese contract law last year. Getting the new law passed involved a long struggle between the ACFTU on one side and pro-Chinese, pro-capital Chinese bureaucracies, powerful domestic and international capital on the other. The union leadership stood firm, and the new law has reintroduced some job security for the Chinese workers. That's what the new contract law was all about. Whatever China's faults, Chinese labor laws are quite good, even though enforcement is very weak. To Chinese workers, these laws are extremely useful in their struggles over unpaid wages, compensation for industrial injuries, and against employers' abuses. Finally, although the ACFTU has no concept or no experience in grassroots organizing, this is changing. The Union Federation engaged in underground grassroots organizing for the first time in 2006 at a dozen Walmart supermarkets. Elections for trade union executive committees and union chairs for these stores were held secretly in the small hours of the morning, about 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. Walmart, after initially resisting, gave in and recognized all the union branches. After this, not much happened. And it seemed maybe these unions were all for show. And some people do think so. And me too. I tried to follow up and couldn't find very much. But 3 weeks ago, I discovered something exciting in several Chinese web blogs. In one Walmart store, the elected union chair has been fighting and bargaining with Walmart management over a number of issues for the past 1.5 years. Each time he ran into difficulty, he got support from the ACFTU in Beijing to override the decisions of the pro-business city-level union. Most of the 140 blog entries from Walmart workers all over China hail this Walmart branch chairman as their hero and their trade union leader. This guy is only 26 years old, and he's just an ordinary worker in one of the stores who was elected democratically. Perhaps this kind of blog is nothing new in America, but for China, this kind of spontaneous trade union activism is unprecedented. Though China's mass media, through China's mass media, including the union newspaper Workers' Daily, China's workers are very much aware of the struggles in setting up these Walmart union branches. The precedent can become infectious. There are some known cases of workers making applications to set up workplace union branches and to recall union executive committees that are under the thumb of management. Thanks to the Chinese trade union law, the legal procedure for setting up workplace union branch in China is no more than, listen, 25 workers signing up and applying to the district union for recognition. 25! Surely many of you here wouldn't mind switching your American laws with that provision of the Chinese trade union law. So this is the space that I'm talking about, that we have to try to work on. Okay? And that's what the Chinese workers will gradually understand how to do it. The ACFTU leadership knows it has little experience with hostile capital management. Foreign trade unions have a wealth of experience that could help the ACFTU organize real union branches in such factories. And compared to half a dozen years ago, the ACFTU is now much more willing to reach out to foreign trade unions. And the unions of various European countries have been increasingly active in China. For instance, well, I'm giving you a Canadian example, which is the Canadian Auto Workers Union have been actively engaging with the ACFTU for several years now. And so things are beginning to happen. Contacts with foreign unions can change the Chinese Union Federation's idea about trade unionism and collective bargaining. And this is actually what they also ask for. As has been the, this is also the case with the Vietnamese trade union. The Vietnamese trade union, the VGCL, has a political and economic system quite similar to China. But the Vietnamese Union Federation has been actively engaging with foreign trade unions for almost 2 decades. As a result, foreign union labor organizations are able to function quite openly in Vietnam. One effort is a pilot program in 24 factories funded by the Trade Union Federation of Finland, involving the Vietnamese Trade Union Federation, and coordinated by the Foreign Aid Organization of the Australian Trade Union Federation, which is my trade union. So what should we do regarding China? We can either work from the top with the ACFTU, or from the bottom with the grassroots workers groups that are emerging in China. It is your choice, or it is the choice of your trade union organizations. We do not have to be dogmatic about how you work in China if you really are interested. Unfortunately, there are no ACFTU representatives here with us today, but I want to point out to you a living example of how international solidarity work can bear fruit. Sitting among you today are several trade union brothers from the Vietnamese official trade union. Their presence, they are right there. Their presence is a result